Brendan Hunt from Boom Chicago, the unlikely fan here again. We're getting close to the start of the World Cup, so let's talk about our hosts, the Germans. Now, we all know that no one roots for Germany. There are no non-German Germany fans anywhere in the world. Why is that? Well, first of all, they win all the time. We have to give them that. Good for them. But on top of that, they're just not fun people. They're grumpy, they're slaves to discipline. Or are they? Could people who aren't fun have come up with this? Hello, Gunther. Hello, Jürgen. You are smiling today. Yeah, like a typical German. 99, Luftballons, unter la la, lulame, Halle Pupa, Captain Kirk, la 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 la, Hasselhoff. Smiling when dealing with the Germans? That's never won anything. You know who was smiling to the Germans? The English, when they were up 2-0 in 1970. Before losing 3-2. 1986 World Cup. The French were up 3-1 in extra time, and they still lost on the penalty kicks. In 1974, in the final, mind you, the Dutch were up 1-0 in 2 minutes, and they still lost 2-1. These smiles are not just a marketing campaign. They are meant to lull German opposition into a false sense of security. Be very careful of smiling Germans. They are still a grumpy people at heart. They're the only country in the world that makes a football that frowns. I'm Brendan Hunt from Boom Chicago, the unlikely fan. I'll be back with a column every day during the World Cup. See you then. You cheer up. Hello, England. Are you excited about the World Cup? Of course you are. You always are. It's a stupid question. But this time you have a small problem, don't you? Very small. About a ½ inch long on a man's foot. But due to the importance of that man's foot, this small problem becomes an enormous problem that quakes your very national confidence to the core. But England, I encourage you to remember that you always have problems. Remember Euro 2000? I do, because that was the first major tournament I really experienced. I lived in Amsterdam at the time. We're in Amsterdam right now, by the way. I know you can't see it out that window, but trust me, that's Amsterdam out there. There are mates of yours vomiting into a puddle of previously vomited vomit as we speak. Which, take a moment, reminisce, nostalgia, and we're back. Euro 2000, I was just learning about football, just getting into it, and I bought this England shirt, thinking England must be really good. Of course, since I was just learning about football, I did not yet know that England were fundamentally crap. And oh, were they ever. Yikes. 3 and out. Thanks for stopping by, England. And now, it's just Wayne Rooney. And sure, it's keeping Sven up at night, and he's sitting there in his, caribou blanket bed.
Can't sleep. Why? Why is Wayne Rooney broke his foot? Why couldn't it be Phil Neville? No, it was Wayne Rooney.
So, if that's all you have to worry about now is just one guy's foot, you are doing better than you had in years, England. You are going to do just fine. Now, it might sound strange hearing an American give you advice on your World Cup, and in particular, using the word football correctly. Tired of you guys making fun of us for using the word soccer instead of football? First of all, it's okay if a word means 2 different things. But besides that, it's your word. Soccer came from you as a corruption of association football. So don't get mad at us for taking your word and running with it. You took Hoover and turned it into a verb. Don't get mad at us for doing the same thing with soccer. Now, my name is Brendan Hunt with Boom Chicago Comedy Club in Amsterdam, and I am the unlikely fan. So I'll be here all summer making very astute and incredibly wise observations about the World Cup, and I hope that you'll continue to endure them. Also, you can send emails of questions or derision to theunlikelyfan@boomchicago.nl. And L for Netherlands. See? Told you we were in Holland, and we are. So good luck, England. Everyone expects. I'm using my hand on a football. Does it shock you? Does it blow your mind? Just playing Jenga by myself until the World Cup starts. I'm from Chicago. Just a regular guy from Chicago. I was into the Bulls and the Bears and the White Sox, and the Cubs existed as well. I wasn't into soccer. Nobody was into soccer. Kids who were into soccer, they were soccer nerds, soccer geeks. You couldn't speak to them. They had a different language. They did not know of Michael Jordan or Walter Payton or Harold Baines. They were strange creatures to be avoided. Then, as an adult, I moved to Amsterdam. That's Amsterdam right now out that window. You'll just have to trust me, but right now out that window, standing on a bridge, are a gaggle of college students going, "Whoa, there's canals everywhere." But I found out while I was here, soccer is awesome. Soccer is incredibly awesome. And I have been lied to. I was enraged that a deceit had blanketed my eyes, keeping me from enjoying this wonderful thing for over 20 years. And so now, I'm catching up. And when the World Cup happens, I'm going to watch every single game, because soccer is awesome, and the World Cup is the awesomest part of this awesome beast. People, you got to get on this train. Remember the Miracle on Ice?
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
People, the World Cup is like the Miracle on Ice 3 times a day for a month. And for the U.S., I mean, if we beat the Czech Republic, that's going to be incredible. If we beat Italy, that might be the most crazy thing that has ever happened in American sports. If we beat Ghana, well, it won't be such a big deal if we beat Ghana, because it's Ghana. They don't really have the pedigree. But still, you gotta get on board, people. Don't be there too late and find out it was cool. It's cool from the beginning and you wanna be there. If you have questions, if there's anything I can do to help you understand this mysterious beast called soccer, email me, theunlikelyfan@boomchicago.nl for Netherlands. Because that's where we are, the Netherlands. And we'll all be in this together. Can't believe it. 20 years, I was lied to. I'm still angry! But I'm over it. Everything's fine. Just fine. Hello, Brendan Hunt, the Unlikely Fan from Boom Chicago here in Amsterdam. This is your Group A preview. Group A has Poland, Germany, Costa Rica, and Ecuador. Germany's going to win that group, even though they're not very good right now. There's no way with the home field advantage that they don't win the group. Pollock's hurt, doesn't matter, they're going to get through. So who's going to finish second and advance between Poland, Ecuador, Costa Rica? I have a secret for you. The secret's so secret, I have to use a fisheye lens to tell you. These 3 teams are not very good. But the number 2 team will advance, so one of those teams has to suck the least. Who will suck the least? Costa Rica's best player is Paulo Wanchope. He can turn a game around by himself against much worse teams. Probably not going to happen in the World Cup, because Costa Rica likes to think that they're Brazilian, but oh, they ain't. Ecuador has a guy named Austin Delgado. His nickname is the Tin Man. They're expecting rain in Germany this summer, and if it rains on him, Ecuador is screwed. El Tin, you must take the penalty kick. Oil me. Why are you not moving? Oil me. Hurry up, it is raining. We're all very upset and have to go home. Good luck, Ecuador. And then finally, there's Poland, which has your Marcin Żurowski. Something like Marcin Żurowski. I've mispronounced his name very badly, and he's the easiest to pronounce name on the entire team. The biggest match in the group will be Germany versus Poland, because they've had a rivalry for 67 years. They will probably be the ones who get through, because they really want to beat Germany pretty badly, or at least do well in Germany. So, Germany and Poland probably get through. This weekend, look for Germany to beat Costa Rica and Poland to beat Ecuador, and that is my preview of Group A. Please, if you have any questions or derision, send it to theunlikelyfan@boomchicago.nl, and we'll be here looking at hot Dutch people. I love her. My name is Brendan. I'm from Chicago, but I live in Amsterdam. But to you, Australia, I say, hello, hello! I know hello, hello has not been a hit for several years, but you were expecting me to sing Down Under by Men at Work, and I call that progress in American-Australian relations. But we're not here to talk about Men at Work or the Cat Empire. No, we're here to talk about the World Cup. First of all, congratulations for making it through a playoff. Finally. It's been 32 years, and you've had so many playoffs, and now you finally got through. I don't know what it is about Australia that only gets focused enough for the World Cup when it's being held in Germany. Maybe there is some small part of you that's still more English than you admit. So, what are your chances in Group F? I think you might get out of the group, because Group F is also known as Group Fatty. Not so much for Japan, who don't really have the diet for it. A lot of seafood. Goes right through you. But Brazil's got Ronaldo, fatty number 1. You've got Viduka, who I wouldn't so much call a fatty, of course. He's a petulant tub of goo. I like Viduka a lot, but I stand by the nickname. And Croatia has a player who apparently is nicknamed Fatty. And his father is the coach. So, of all those situations, your fatty situation is not so bad at all. Plus, you got Harry Kuehl, who's always been fantastic. You've got Viduka, who I make fun of, but Viduka, clearly a class apart, but I stand by the nickname. And Luke Wilkshire, he's maybe a problem because he's just trying to kill Dutchmen for a living. But speaking of Dutchmen, there's where you are going to go ahead, Australia. That Guus Hiddink is going to do it for you. I mean, Guus Hiddink, his job is to go to the semifinals of the World Cup with a different country. That's what he does. He goes to semifinals of the World Cup as often as George Bush fixes elections. The man's a god. Of course, when he left the South Korea job, he probably thought, hey, later I'll take a job with the Australian team and finally be able to work with a team that speaks English. And then he found out that everyone only spoke Australian. But still, he's got to be thrilled. And I like your chances to get out of your group, and I'm rooting for you. And I'll be here for the entire World Cup doing these video columns, and I hope you'll come and check them out. You can email your questions or comments or derision or vitriol to theunlikelyfan@boomchicago.nl for Netherlands, because that's where we are. Goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye.